Hey guys, Coach Victor Robledo, and today we're going to talk about anxiety. Now, anxiety is plaguing so many people, and actually, I've dealt with it from a very young age. I had some sexual abuses, which really left me riddled with anxiety. Today, I'm going to give you 3 simple steps to help you offload that anxiety and deal with it so that you can move forward and enjoy your life. Before I get into that, make sure you like and subscribe this video to send it out to as many people. We are dealing with record amounts of people and young adults and children that are dealing with anxiety. So first, a little backstory. As I alluded to before, I had been sexually abused significantly for years and years as a young man. And I didn't realize the mark that it left on me until I went in my mid-30s, went through a significant amount of adrenal fatigue. And all of a sudden, my body was reminded in many ways of what had happened then. And my coaching now helps people deal with some of the energies that are stored. I always say that anxiety is a phenomenal message. It is a gift. It is not only telling you a little bit about stored energy, but it's also letting you know about the alignment problems that we have. So first, a little science. So you can fast forward to this if for some reason you don't want the science. As a human body, we do a couple different things. We fight, we flight, or we freeze. And the freeze can create massive problems. We see this out on the savannah when a cheetah is chasing a gazelle. As it approaches the gazelle knows it's caught. What does it do? It plays possum. It kind of goes into that, doesn't move. That flips the trigger in the cheetah realizes, okay, well, it's no longer creating this prey drive in me. This is why you don't want to run from a dog if it's chasing you. And so oftentimes the cheetah will let it go. Now, what's important about this message, and I realized as I was going through my adrenal fatigue, is that freezing process creates a massive problem in the human body. This happens to us as well. And it's an adaptation process. Now, in the savannah, the gazelle kind of goes through this thawing up process. It shakes, it releases this energy. If you want to find out a little bit more about this, you can look up the somatic experience, Waking the Tiger by Levine. It actually blew my mind initially while I was going through this, and it can probably help you. But otherwise, you can just refer to this video and understand that this freezing process creates a stored energy in the human body. And eventually the body starts sending signals like, hey, well, you got to let go of this. Well, for me, when I was going through my adrenal fatigue, it created a trigger into my body that was reminding me literally how it was. Now, anxiety sucks, okay? If you're going through this, my heart goes out to you. But I know that I went through something similar and have dealt with it with these steps. And over time, I've been able to really be able to control it and also feel empowered by it. Like, whoa, there's that message again. Wow, what is it telling me? Oh, is it telling me that I'm dealing with stress now? Or is it having me deal with stress from before? And so once we learn to flow that energy in a couple different ways and control that, it helps us. So the 3 simple steps, I always start off with food. If you're eating a lot of processed food, it's damaging your insides and sending the wrong hormonal balance to your body. So start cleaning up your diet. Go on an anti-inflammation diet. Identify what things you're reacting negatively to. What goes up must come down. So if you're eating a lot of sugars or processed food, you're going on a roller coaster ride. And the body, if it's in a state of anxiety, doesn't know what to do except to send you a message like, oh yeah, I know what to do. It's from the past, or I know what to do. You're worried. I'm going to keep you anxious. So by starting to clean up your nutrition, it can do wonders to help decrease your anxiety. Step number 2, start moving. Now this is the trick. And this is the trick in coaching, is to provide enough movement in a way that feels and resonates with the individual that they can offload some anxiety. Actually, a very interesting story with this is I've been into Qigong for the last 2 years because it really augments my intense workouts, my intense jiu-jitsu with a really calm, mellow exercise. And I remember watching many anxiety Qigong practices, and a lot of them are actually quite vigorous. And at the end in the comments, I would read some of the things people said so I could see what their experience was. And this person would say to this Qigong master, like, I'm exhausted. This was exhausting for me. And then the response back was like, but are you anxious? And it's very interesting because yes, when we use our body, we can create energy. I know early on in my youth, I found wrestling as this amazing opportunity to blowout that really push out that anxiety. And it helped me tremendously. So find a movement pattern that works with you and doesn't trigger too much. There's this subtle balance. And at different points in our life, it could be different. So whether it's surfing, jiu-jitsu, rock climbing, actually a workout can be great, but it can also trigger you as well because it creates that up and down effect. You train really, really hard, the body has a commensurate reaction, makes you a little anxious, get some blood sugar, get some food, and that's where that overeating kind of starts coming in. So that's number 2. The number 3 thing that I highly recommend is just sit in some silence, meditate on it, and kind of tap into potentially what could be bothering you. And this can be really, really challenging for a lot of people, including myself when I first started. I'm like, well, this is easy, I can sit quietly. But I didn't realize until months later how many little ping pong balls were going around in my head. And the more you practice sitting quietly, eyes closed, maybe a nice playlist, the more you'll realize, oh, I was thinking of blank. And that might be what is bothering me or giving me some levels of anxiety. So those are 3 simple steps, guys, to help you with anxiety. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I have an email down there. If you feel like you have a more personal question, please email me. I love helping people. That's why I'm here. And that's it for today. See you tomorrow.